And boom. We are rolling. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Take a seat and get comfortable. Hope you're having an absolutely magical, sparkly day today. Staying safe out there in this crazy world that we find ourselves in. So, on today's video, we're going to be checking out a band called Loathsome. Can't say that word properly. And specifically, we're going to be checking out their song Seedbed Curse. So, a bit of backstory to this one. Basically, there is a band that I'm a huge fan of called The Head of the Traitor. I've been to see these guys 3 times because they play in Glasgow quite a lot, and that's only, I don't know, a couple hours journey for me. I did a reaction to their song The Beginning. They've actually dropped an EP, which I haven't got around to doing yet, but I will. Stay tuned for that. I've met them all, hung out with them, had a drink, had a smoke, seen them play live. They're fucking amazing. I like every single one of them, so on and so forth. So, the guitarist, the lead guitarist slash songwriter, Tony, he hit me up. And he said, I've got this project going with a guy called Alex from Artificial Pathogen, which I've never heard of, and the Litterbox Massacre, who I've actually featured on this channel. I think it was a while back. I think they did a split with Dog Park Incident, I believe. He's been working on something with that because he's a talented mofo who just writes music all the time and has 3 kids and, you know, all that family stuff and works as well. I don't know where the fuck he finds the time. And he seemingly listens to everything as well, and he's a super chill guy. So he said, I've got this I've got this side project that I'm doing. It's Elden Ring inspired. I think that Seedbed, something. Let me see, actually. Let me see. I'm just going through a conversation we had on WhatsApp. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to find it. Blah, 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 blah. It's got Elden Ring references in it, so on and so forth. I've never actually played Elden Ring, unfortunately, but I think it's something called like a dung eater or something. I'm going to find this thing. Man. Band is Elden Ring themed. This song is about the character called Dung Eater. That's who you hear speaking at the start. I knew I could find it. So, I think that's everything. I think that's the build-up. So I can't really do. I've heard quite a lot of the Litterbox Massacre. I've heard a lot of The Head of the Traitor, but I can't. This is the first thing these guys have released, so it's the first thing I'm going to be listening to anyway. So I usually like to go back and do quite a bit of research, but I actually can't here. So this is a really, really kind of fresh, kind of like off the top of my head reaction. So quite excited for it, guys. I'm quite excited for it. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Right, let's move this over here. Let's move this over here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hold on. Hold on. That was supposed to be slick. I felt like we needed to upgrade the stream a little bit, so me upgrading it is basically just putting on a pair of douche glasses. Okay. Loathsome. Seedbed Curse. See what you got, Tony? Okay.
It used to be true that when they reborn, they'll be cursed, along with the children, and the TV for all time to come.
fucking savage. Oh shit. Ouch. Ooh. Ooh. Oh shit. That's the wrong thing. Oh, I did it again. I did. Oh my god, go away. Right, there we go. Jesus, what an amateur. Loathsome. 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 Can never say that word properly. Seedbed curse. That was incredibly enjoyable. That was incredibly enjoyable. So I think if there was ever a thing, I happen to think that there is such a thing as brutal deathcore. And that was a shining example of that. It was so nasty. So I wrote down some. So I wrote down some notes here because this is starting that something that I'm starting to do a little bit now. So at the beginning of the song, I thought it sounded like they forgot to put the snare into it but it was really, really interesting. There was a bit where you would expect the snare to go like it was a little bit behind where you would normally expect it to go. So at first I was like, have these fools forgot to put the snare in? Like I just literally couldn't hear it at all. But then I was like, oh shit, right, no, there it is. It's just a little bit off beat. It was very cool. It was very, very cool. I don't know who's responsible for that, but Tony's a beast. I loved that. I loved how groovy it was, and that's actually what I think brutal deathcore does over kind of like, I don't know what you would call modern deathcore or blackened deathcore or any of that type of stuff. It grooves. It really, really does mid-pace grooves, kind of like old school, kind of like stompy death metal type shit. You don't really hear too much of that in like other forms of deathcore, and I think that's what makes this. I think if brutal deathcore is to mean anything, I think that's what brutal deathcore should be. The song really takes its time as well. It was in absolutely no hurry. It made the song feel a lot longer than it actually was, just because of how much room everything was given to breathe, and there was lots of like nice, like glitchy atmospheric sections, which I'm going to get to in a minute. I don't know why I'm putting one pinky up. That glitchy section where things, you know what, actually, you know what, it's my show. I'll play whatever the fuck I want. This. Glitchy, almost trap style beats with deranged snarling, not just kind of Lorna Shore Worm Shepherd style snarling, but kind of like deranged, psychotic, kind of like schizophrenic, manic, kind of just loved it. Fucking love that shit. And that reminds me as well, I liked a lot of the atmosphere that this made as well. It was a really good song. It was really, really good. He said to me that I would like it, and it was filthy. It was filthy, and I did like it. Now, I was not very keen on the mixing. And let me tell you exactly what I mean. It was kind of all over the place. At some points, the drums sounded far too quiet. And then there was a section where it went into blast beats and they sounded far too loud. There was some kind of like, oh, like, you know, style like that. That was the worst singing that's ever been done by anybody. There was some of that in there, but you just couldn't really hear it. It was very, very faint. There was some keys, I think, as well, which were decent. That glitchy section was like really, really loud, and then there was other sections that were far too quiet, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. So I liked everything about that. I loved the breakdowns as well. Like I loved how brutal it was, but I was not a fan of how it was mixed. It was kind of a little bit all over the place, and I feel that it kind of detracted a little bit from the enjoyment of the song, which I feel was a little bit of a shame, but it doesn't totally ruin it for me. And also, his vocals are fucking beastie as well. That's some really, really good shit. Tony is an incredibly, incredibly talented man. Like for real. He has. I'm gonna do a very, very long reaction to the Head of the Traitors EP, which has been out for like a month or something, but I just haven't got my shit together to actually listen to it yet. I'm gonna be going in depth, and especially with the track The Beginning, because there's a really, really good thing that Tony does regarding the chorus, which I think is unique. I don't think anyone else is doing that in deathcore, and I'm imagining that he was probably responsible for that glitchy bit and the overall kind of just interesting structure of the song. He's a very talented man. I don't know where the fuck he finds the time. The few times I spoke to him, I've went, "Hey, have you heard of this band?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, totally. Have you heard of this band?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, have you heard these guys?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, "Have you heard that?" And he knew every single band that I was saying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where the fuck this guy finds the time. He's a beast. He's an absolute beast, and he's a really, really fucking good guitarist as well. I'm rambling. That was really, really good, but the mixing, not the best. But overall, that was fucking awesome. That was really, really fucking good. I expected nothing less, but that was filthy. It was super, super filthy. Yeah, nice work. Nice work, guys. Okay, so if you scroll down, you'll find links to the YouTube video we just watched. You'll find links to the band's whatever. I will link. I'll put a link for Alex down there. Alex Ives, I think his name is. I'll put a link to Tony's Instagram. I'll probably link the Head of the Traitor. I believe that was done on. Total Deathcore TV, I think. Yep, Total Deathcore TV. I will. Let me just actually like that just quickly. Yeah, I will. I'll put all the relevant links. I will put down below. Blah 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 blah. I'm just talking shit now. Please remember to scroll down, click on every single one. Subscribe to Total Deathcore TV. Subscribe to that. Leave them a comment. Let them know how much of a good job they're doing. Just support. Because I really like Tony. I think he's a great guy. I think he's very very talented. He works incredibly hard at this, and that was an absolute beast. Do what you can to support. Let's keep the guy writing more music, and Alex, of course. So, one more time. Loathsome. Can't say that properly. Seedbed Curse. Go check that shit out. It'll melt your face. Be careful. Take it easy. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.